Hello, everyone. It's Kirk from The Next Level Now. We're talking about diet, we're talking about nutrition, and we're going to be talking about how that can affect not only weight loss, but it can also affect a little bit of your health, your general health, and what you can do to improve that, your general health, your well being, your mental attitude, all of these things tie together. Our bodies are super interconnected. There was that old song years ago as a kid that you may remember how the toe bone was connected to the foot bone, and the foot bone to the ankle bone to the shin bone, and on and on and on. And that explains some of the skeletal interconnectedness. And when I was in high school, early college years, they talked about the smallest units that we could see as far as life was concerned, or even inanimate objects was concerned, was the atom, where we had a nucleus, and inside the nucleus there were protons and neutrons, and circling around the outside of that was an electron, and those were the smallest units that we could think of. And the physicists tell us today that there's even smaller particles than that. And those particles have a vibration rate. And the different vibration rates of anything and everything that is in our universe, okay, is what differentiates us. The vibration of the units in the chair are different than the vibration of your body, and that's what separates you from the chair. So we are all those units of energy, and those things are all interconnected. So when we think of health, when we think of nutrition, when we think of our body's responses, as well as our own attitudes and our own personal development, they are all related. Most of us today, if we're not specifically very, very aware and looking out for it, are on an extremely high sugar diet. And this has been promoted to us for years and years and years, that this is the way we're supposed to go. This is what we're supposed to do. This is what's promoted to us on commercials on TV and magazines. It's what's in front of us all the time. Is, get a cookie, eat this, this is great, this is good. You have these cereals that are broadcast to little children that are just unbelievably loaded with sugar. And we're supposed to go ahead and put sugar on them and throw a little, something else on them to make them even sweeter. And we wonder why we have some of the issues that we have. So let's take a look at what happens as we eat that type of a high sugar content diet. When you're eating that high content sugar diet, high glycemic index foods, that means that they're the sugary of the sugaries. They're the sweetest of the sweet. First of all, it's really addictive. Okay, and we love those foods because they are addictive. But when we're eating them, okay, they're putting our bodies in a state that is more acid than it should be normally. And that acid inside of our bodies then starts to attack itself. It starts to destroy certain aspects of your body, your ligaments, your tendons, your muscles. And as those things start to break down in that high acid content, and even more high acid because we don't drink even enough water to dilute it, that it starts to predispose you to very simple, very easy injuries that can occur. Those little aches and pains, those little nagging things that come about, and you have no idea where it came from. It's because we're eating those high glycemic index, those high content sugary foods that are setting us up for this. The body can't assimilate that sugar, which is your main fuel for keeping you moving, fast enough. So what happens is that stuff gets stored as fat. And a lot of it turns into abdominal fat, that stuff around your belly. And that abdominal visceral fat has a tendency to work really hard on things like your immune system, starts to break it down so that you're not as effective on fighting off colds and flus and fevers and all these other things. It starts to work on your ability to digest foods. It slows that process down. It clouds clarity of thought. And when you're not thinking properly, okay, that really messes you up because now you can't focus on what you're supposed to focus on. Let's take a for instance. Let's say that you're running on one of those high glycemic index diets. You get up in the morning, you have your bowl of cereal, have a coffee with a little sugar, a little cream in it, bang, out the door you go. At lunchtime, you run into Wendy's and you get yourself a double, medium fries and a Coke, and you come home at night and you have a standard fare dinner and you have a bowl of ice cream before you go to bed. You're taking in a ridiculous amount of calories doing that. You're taking in a tremendous amount of these carbohydrates, these sugars. You're wrecking all of these ligaments and these tendons and all of these muscles, and you're messing up your immune system. You're clouding your thought. But now you have a little sprain or a strain on your ankle. Now, just nothing major, just a little twist maybe one day that occurred because those ligaments and tendons weren't strong enough to support you. Now you walk funny because you have to have a little bit of a limp to protect it. And as that starts to occur, you get to work, and as you're at work, the discomfort and the pain is so much that it knocks you off of your A game where you can't think clearly. You can't be as sharp and perform to the level that you know you should be. And so the quality of your work goes down. And if that keeps up and persists for a long period of time, now you slowly start to fade into a depression state. What I'm trying to show you is the interconnectedness of all of these systems and how it starts so simply and can cascade into this major catastrophic event, ending up in such things as a proclivity for maybe having cancer attack that maybe your system could have fought off under normal circumstances, but because it's so beat up and so abused, it can't, and you suffer cancer or some other catastrophic disease. We can treat some of these conditions as they come up as chiropractors. We can treat some of these conditions as they come up as medical doctors. But really, truly, if you stop and examine, I believe that the answer is in our diet. The answer is changing how we eat, eating fewer calories, eating the right calories and the right mixture of foods, getting ourselves back to being healthy and leading healthier, happier lives. And that's what we're here at the Next Level Now to do for you. We're here to help coach you through some of these instances. And we have ways to help you get back to a diet, a weight loss diet if you wish, but a diet that's going to clear your head, clear your body, and make you healthier and happier than you've been in a very, very long time. So please, this video is going to be over here on our Next Level Now YouTube channel. It's going to be on the Next Level Now Facebook page. But if you're interested in this, reach out. Give me a DM right here on Facebook. Put your comment in the comment below. I don't care. We'll help get you started. We'll help put you on a pathway to leading you to better health. Going to help you be a more productive, a happier you. We're going to lift you to that next level now. All right, more stuff on diet, nutrition coming soon. So keep watching. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.